welcome back. Nawal here, and this is lesson 7 in Blender. And in today's video, we'll be learning about how to make materials from images and how to make materials using textures. Without wasting much time, let's get started! I'm already in Blender, and this is the house we left on from the last video. Before going any further, we want to add a feature called Node Wrangler. I'll show you how to add features that already exist in Blender. So let me show you that. You need to click on Edit, go to Preferences, then go to Add-ons, then you can go to the Search, and I'm going to search Node. Now you can already see some options popping up. Now in one of them is the Node Wrangler. I'm going to check that. Sometimes you might need to install something that's not available in Blender. In such cases, you need to go to Install. I'll talk about that in detail in another video. I'm just going to close this. Now I'll go to the Render, which is a camera. Now you can see the render engine. I'm going to make from Eevee to Cycles and make feature set supported to experimental, because we're going to go with the custom material options. Now I'm going to go to the modifiers, which looks like a wrench. Modifiers are a big topic, and I'll do a video about that in the future. But for now, you need to click on the Add Modifier dropdown, and you need to go to Subdivision Surface. Now that doesn't look good, so you need to make it simple, and I'm going to check mark Adaptive Subdivision. Now let me add a new material, so I'll go to the material panel and add a new material. Let me name it as stone. Now I'm going to go to the shading option, which is on the top here on the black. Now you can see a similar view. Let me zoom this out a little bit. As you can see, all of these are the same as this. You can see all of these nodes, which determine the output material. You can make more complex materials by adding more nodes and mapping them to the output. And on the material output, you can see surface, volume, and displacement. Surface is like the exterior of an object. Volume is the inside of an object, like if you have a water bottle, the water inside a water bottle is the volume. And displacement is part of an object extruded, like bricks. You have the concrete, which is one level, then the bricks are a little popping out. Now let me show you how to add an image and make a material. I have searched in Google and found materials like wood, stone, etc. and downloaded them. You could go to Google and download materials you like. Go to Add and go to Texture. Then you could see Image Texture. Click on that. Then you could see this image texture. Click that here. Then you could see Open File. Click that. These are the images I downloaded from Google. Let me open Blackstone by clicking on that and clicking Open Image. We want the color of the material to be the image color. How you do that is by mapping the image's color to the base color of Printable BSDF. Now you can see that's a different color. And now I'm just going to select one place where we want the stone. I'm going to select a stone and assign it to see it. And you can see that's not really much. So we need to do something. Now I'm going to go to the UV editing from the top ribbon. You can see stone here, and that's the stone I downloaded from Google. You can screenshot a clear front-facing image of the material you want. Then you could use it. Okay, now I want to go to my material preview so that we have the colors. Now I'm going to click U and I'm going to click Unwrap. Now you can see some stone here. Now if you look at the stone, that doesn't really look like the stone we want. How to correct it is by I'm going to click on this and I want to click this. All of that. Now I'm going to rotate it. So I'm going to click R by 90 degrees. So I'm going to take that in. Now you can see it got a little better but not that much. So I'm going to scale it to how I like it. Now you can see that's much better. Let me zoom it in a little bit. I think that stone looks realistic. Now let me do it on the front side of the base. I'm doing it individually because I need to orient the material according to the faces. If you forgot the shortcuts I'm using R and S for rotate and scale. And I'm clicking U for UV mapping on wrap. R to rotate by 90. Scale it. S for scale. You can see how the stones are of different sizes. That's how you orient and scale it. You can scale it to perfection, but I'm not going to waste time on that. Now let's move on to the next material. So I'm going to add a new material. And I'm going to name it wood. Now I'm going to go to my shading. And I'm going to add it. And go to texture, image. Image texture. Open. I have already downloaded the wood texture. So I'm going to open the wood texture I want. Now I'm going to click the color and drag it to base color. Now I'm going to go into edit mode. I'm going to put it on the garage. And I'm going to assign it. So I'm going to unwrap it. And I'm going to go to my UV editor. And I'm going to go over here. Now you see, even though we did it at the same time, the orientations are different. So I'm going to select this one and rotate it. Okay, that looks like a good garage door. Now I need to do it on my windows. I think that's fine. Do it over here also. And now I'm going to do it on my door frame and my door. That looks good. Let's move on to the roofing. I'm going to add a new material. I'm going to call it shingles. Okay. Now I'll go to shading. So I'm going to go to add, texture, image texture. And I already downloaded the shingles texture. So I'm going to open the texture. I'm going to drag color to base color. Now I'm going to select this shingles, assign it on that. I'm going to click U, unwrap it. I'll go to UV editing. I think that's good, so I'll just scale it up. And and I need to rotate it by 90 degrees. Okay, I'll do it over here. I'm gonna rotate it and I'm gonna scale it. And let me assign it. And once again, they're bigger and smaller. So that's just the scaling and orientation, which you could work on more. Right now, I'm not gonna look for perfection. You know how to do it, so I'll just do it in one shot. Let me scale it. Okay, not bad. That looks like shingles. Now let me add the flooring, so I'm gonna add a new material. I'm gonna go to shading. I'm gonna call it granite. Now I'm gonna add one. I'm gonna add an image texture. I'm gonna open it. I already have the granite downloaded. I'm gonna open it and I'm gonna drag color into base color. Now I'm gonna go into UV editing. I'm gonna select all and I'm gonna scale it. Now I'm gonna decrease the roughness. Now you can see that's reflective and that does look good. I'll just increase the metallicness. That's a nice shiny floor. Brand new. This is already a lengthy video, but I know I said I will show you guys how to use a texture that's already available in Blender. So I'll quickly show you guys that. I'll add a new material. I'll name it brick. I'll go to shading. I'll go into my edit mode and I'll get a better view. I'll go to add texture, and these are all textures you could experiment with. Right now I'm gonna go to the brick texture and click that, and I'll put that there. I'll map color to the base color. Now I'll select some faces that I want the brick on. I'll go to my brick material and assign that. Now you can see it changed, but that does not look like brick. So how do we make it look like brick? Okay, I'll just unwrap it. So I'm gonna right click and go to UV unwrap. Wait a second, that didn't do anything. So how do we do it? Okay, I'll show you a way. I'll go to my add. I'll go to search. I'll go to texture coordinate. Put that there. I'll select UV and map that to brick textures vector. Now you can see that made it look better. Now you could adjust the size of the bricks by going to brick width and row height and making that smaller and bigger to your will. Okay, if you don't like the color, there is color 1 and color 2, which are the brick colors. So I'll just quickly show you what it is. And there's mortar, which is the gap in between the bricks. So I'll just make it green. There are a lot of ways to customize your materials in Blender, but I'll show you one way quickly. Like if you don't want just 2 colors, I'll show you how to make more than 2 colors. I'll just move this a little here to make space. I'll go to add, search, and I'll search color ramp. Now you can see color ramp popping up. I'll put it in between the brick texture and Principled BSDF connection. That will automatically assign them. Now you could add a knob to make more colors. Like if I make this red, then you could go to this one and make a yellow a different type of red. And you can make more colors. So you can make this like a different red. And I'll just quickly add one more. I'll make it yellow. I'll zoom in to get a closer look. Now you can just adjust the colors to how you like it. Now if you look carefully, there are lots of inputs in the color. Now if you want the brick to look better and more realistic, you could like extrude it out by using displacement and bump and things like that, which I'll cover in a later video. But for now, I'll just gonna show you one more texture, so I'll quickly add a new material. I'll go to add texture and why not checker texture? Let's see how that looks. Can map color to base color. I'll just select this face here. I'll go to this material, assign it. Now you can see that made it. Let me quickly add texture coordinate. UV to vector. Yeah, you could just adjust that how you like it. But for now, I'm out.